In a drought-hit Mexican border region at the center of growing competition with the United States for water, conservationists are working to bring a once dying river delta back to life on a stretch of the Colorado River, which on the Mexican side of the frontier is mostly a dry riverbed. Native cottonwood and willow trees have been planted in place of invasive shrubs. Now, it is the fruit of 2 decades of work by environmentalists along the lower part of the river from the US-Mexican border to the upper estuary of the Gulf of California, also known as the Sea of Cortez.
Creating these restored spaces with natural vegetation, and the results after years of this type of work is that we now have a literal forest of poplars and willows on these 260 hectares here along a stretch of the Colorado River. Wildlife has returned, as well as many bird species.
The Colorado starts in the Rocky Mountains and winds its way through the southwestern United States, feeding cities and farmlands along the way. By the time it crosses into Mexico, most of its water has already been consumed. What is left is diverted to supply border cities like Tijuana and to irrigate agricultural land.
There is more water allocated to all users of the Colorado River than the actual amount of water that exists. That is the root of all the problems.
Growing competition for resources sparked a recent diplomatic row when the United States refused Mexico's request for water due to shortfalls in sharing by its southern neighbor under a decades-old treaty. Over the years, dams and diversions reduced the river to a trickle and turned a delta that once teemed with birds and other wildlife into a dying ecosystem. So conservationists secured land as well as irrigation permits, cleared invasive shrubs and planted thousands of native trees. The Colorado River Delta is an important rest point for migratory birds, including the yellow-breasted chat, vermilion flycatcher and endangered yellow-billed cuckoo.